And we are back with another 15-minute episode, which came out of nowhere today. We've got a very exciting guest on. He's on YouTube. He's got 4,000 nearly subs on YouTube, which I'm sure if anyone's tried YouTube, you would have realised it's a very hard thing to accomplish. Even though he's very modest about it, if you ever tried YouTube, you know how difficult it is. He's got over 400 videos, the top one having 32,000 views, which is huge. He speaks about Amazon. He speaks about multiple incomes. He's a viewer favorite because of his absolute honesty and 2, 1 with no technical difficulties. I've got to find a better way to do this on Instagram, I think. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you. How's it going?
All is good, all is good. Just thanks for having us on. And I just saw it literally before I joined, you said like 32K views. I was like, damn, which video is that?
Yeah, no, because I think it was your friend who bought boxes off me, introduced me to you, and I checked out your channel because he said, you know, you're gonna love me. He's got a good channel. You two would do some business together. I checked out, I looked through. Yeah, one of them, I think it was something about £200 an hour in a supermarket.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you haven't checked it out for a while, but that one's, yeah, it was 32,000 views, which is huge on YouTube. I know you're very modest about the YouTube numbers, but for anyone watching who's done YouTube, it's a really difficult thing to crack, especially with Amazon content.
Yeah, it is different. I think initially I used to actually get quite a significant amount of views. And I mean, first of all, like, I think the first question you've actually got for us is like, how did you get your fear of getting in front of the camera? And like the problem was not problem, but the good thing about it is like when you do start YouTube, you're literally just gonna have your family watching you. You're not gonna have anyone else. You know what I mean? It's just like it's ages before you actually get any real traction. So say for example, it must have been about 4 or 5 months, and I still only had 40 subs. So obviously, I'm very lucky that my profession was a teacher. So I was always standing in front of people and talking in front of people. But that being said, I don't particularly enjoy speaking in front of people in meetings, let's say. And honestly, for anyone that does start doing this, you'll never, ever, ever get used to listening to yourself when you're editing videos. You're always going to think you sound like an idiot. It's simple as you're always going to say like, oh, there's no way I sound like that. But yeah, you do. Yes, you won't get used to it. Like go for it, man.
I think a reason why, in my opinion, why you said you had 40 subscribers and it's obviously gone up, 1,000 or 100 times since then. You were very honest in the videos. You're like, here's how much money I made. Here's this. A lot of people don't do that. They're sort of they try and hide it back. They try and show you a spotlight on a certain thing, whereas you're just very open with it, very honest, and also very easy to listen to as well. It's not you don't use complicated language or cut scenes. It's just you talking. It's very easy to digest and very open and honest. I like that.
It's just laziness, no, honestly, Josh. It's just laziness. Literally, I record a video and maybe I'll cut the beginning and the end. It's just all one take. It's just laziness. I just don't want to spend too much time editing.
It works.
It mainly
That
was
really
because it was the time. At the time was the issue because obviously I was working as a full-time teacher at the time, and then I got the little one too, and then I was like something I need to. I enjoyed doing it because I started it during COVID, but it had to change. The reason I think as to why, obviously we're nearly at 4K subscribers, which is brilliant, but at the same I'm quite not competitive, but I like actually seeing what's happening around, in a point where like if someone near me is doing well, there's not going to be any jealousy there, but what's going to be like, what can I do to get myself better? And obviously, like I started with doing quite a lot of Amazon and a lot of eBay content, and it seems to be the case that obviously it's very simple with eBay. You can show anything that you're actually selling. You know what I mean? It can be 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
But when I started selling on Amazon and showing it on YouTube, I soon realized that all my listings were getting tanked. So it was almost like, oh, I've still actually, yes, I'm enjoying and providing value, but I've actually got to pay the bills too. So
I think we've all been
happened.
there. We've all been there in the Amazon content creation where you think, oh, there's enough to go around for everyone. I'll share everything. And the funny thing is the audience wants to see what you're buying. They want to see you get this, and here it is. And because a lot of people sort of want it given to them on the plate, but you have to choose sometimes between you're either a content creator or you're an Amazon seller. You can't be both in, you know, there's a certain level to the transparency. And I think a lot of people understand you can't show exactly what you're buying because of these reasons. You know, if a video gets 33,000 views, how many people are going to go out and buy that? Because it only takes 100 or even 50 or even 25 to ruin the listing. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people understand that with Amazon, you got to keep some stuff back. So you answered the
Yeah.
first. So how to overcome the fear of being on camera? You would say just do it, just force yourself into it, and just be there.
It's no way, it's no way beating around the bush really with it. It's just you just put it, and then, as I said, there's not going to be many people looking at you unless you actually get naked in front of the camera and just like join the gym or something. You're not going to get any views, believe me. You're not going to get it for a long, long time. So especially me being what used to be like a tinfoil garage for a long, long time, the views just very, very slow. And I think the big thing with me is, and I stuck with it, is because as you said, and I'm very thankful that it's coming across. It's like I'm very honest, and it's just I thought, well, I'm just going to document my whole journey. There's no point just like cutting the dirty bits off it. It's not cool. It's not clear coasting. You know, what I mean, running a business and everything. But hopefully, it's just nice seeing people that did start. I wasn't even married when I first started. Now I'm married. I've got a kid, and I just run my own company. You know what I mean? 2 companies. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, fantastic. So it brings on to the next question. I think what I gathered from your video, you used to be a maths teacher. I'm just wondering how you transitioned from that to what you're doing now. I don't know what the space of time was from the last day as a maths teacher till now, or even the time when you realized I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I want to do my own thing until now. But what was the light bulb moment, and how did you transition, and why did you end up choosing reselling?
So honestly, first of all, it all started on YouTube. I I'm married 6 years now. So 6 years ago, I got married. I bought a house, and my car broke down. And I literally searched online, just how to make money online, how to make money online. Luckily, I fell on Amazon and not crypto. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I was just very, very lucky that I
I
did
think
actually.
crypto
So,
wasn't
uh,
maybe not such a big thing back then, but yeah,
oh
it's
no,
you
it's
fell
just
on
like
a decent one.
literally, and then what eventually happened? I was just running it on the side, and then obviously this is actually literally I would say nearly like my 1 year anniversary of not having a job. Okay, so not being a teacher anymore, and I got very lucky. I Not very lucky. Like I worked for 10 years. I got to the highest grade possible I could without having any extra responsibilities. Because I soon realized that responsibility as a teacher means that's your weekend gone. I did have a decent salary. It was 41K. It's not a bad salary. You know what I mean? 41K is
Yeah,
not a bad salary. And I worked in an outstanding school, a grammar school. So basically, my decision was like, if I'm still thinking about doing something, well, I'm not unhappy at my workplace. You know what I mean? It wasn't every day that I was going into work. I hated it. I thought, well, if and I mean, to be honest, the main thing was just I wanted to spend more time with my little one because
yeah,
I was ending up spending more time with other people's kids than mine, and it's
yeah,
so vitally important to actually be spending that time. And like we're very lucky, like myself and my wife, that the little one does not go into a nursery. I look after the little one Monday to Wednesday, and then my wife looks at the little one Thursday to Friday. So this is like when you said like, "Oh, can we do a video on Friday?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my work day,"
yeah, yeah,
because literally I managed to do everything while having a 2 day week. You know, honestly,
yeah.
that's how it works. I do catch up, and obviously I read messages and everything, maybe an hour or two a day, but the majority of the time, I would say, honestly, is like a 2 day week for
Yeah.
me. It has to
There
be
was
because,
there was such a fantastic video of you on YouTube when you're describing basically what you just said then about you get to spend all this time with your kid, you're going swimming, you're doing all these things. And that was a later on question of, you know, do you feel like you've made it already? Because you were so happy in the video that I watched, and it was quite simple. You're like, I have time to spend with my kid. That's all. I get paid. I have time to spend with my kid. What else does a guy need, really? You know, it really came across in the video. And I recommend if anyone's watching this to go over to your channel and watch that video because it really made me feel like grateful for what I've got as well. Anyone running their own business from home, whether you have kids or not, you know, just spending time with family and friends, you really, yeah, it makes you grateful and feel like yeah, maybe I don't need £1 trillion. Maybe I've got quite a lot now, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But so that brings on to the next question. where do you go from here? Do you feel like you have made it now, or do you have some more goals to work towards?
Well, like obviously, first of all, being a madman, leaving a steady job after COVID and switching into Amazon, okay, because Amazon, you wouldn't say it's actually steady, especially with OA and RA. And then I thought in October, let's change to private label. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So not only I switched jobs, I actually switched my business model completely. I mean, the goals at the moment in time that I've got for myself is like, how can I be more present for the family? You know, honestly, that's the main goal really that I've actually got. And in honestly, like hand to heart, I can say that I achieved that solidly. Like, I would very much like to have 20 private label products that make 300 quid. So like 6K a month. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
It's not hard once you actually make it into like small little margins. That's all I want to be doing. I'm currently like 2 out of 20 products. I've been doing it I started last October, but really I didn't get my items in till January. So really I started in January, I would say private label. As I said, I made a video today too. I've got the hindrance, so unfortunately, I'm paying myself, yeah, from the company. It's not as if I can just reinvest all the profits. I've got to pay the mortgage.
Hmm.
So I expect it's going to take probably 2 years before I get to those 20 ASINs. And then, I mean, God knows, like by that time, I've got 6K coming from Amazon. I've got money coming from YouTube and affiliate marketing. I've got the Discord group. Uh, what else do I need? You know what I mean? Just what else
Fantastic.
do I need?
So would you say you got into the private label quite easily? Like, was it quite an easy transition for you? Did you make a lot of mistakes? Was it a lot of people? We'll have to do another video on this because it sounds like a whole video by itself. But product sourcing for everyone, including me, is the hardest thing. You're like, what do I sell? It seems like everything's been done already. But I think I caught in one of your videos, you had quite a good teacher who taught you, maybe how to do all these sort of things. But just to quickly touch on it, did you find much difficulty of product sourcing or anything like that?
In honestly, it really wasn't. And don't get me wrong, like I've had actually potatoes that it looked statistically well that you're going to do well, and you're not going to do well. But the problem and you're not doing well really with it. But like when my buy cost is like 2 quid, the risk is minimal. It's not as if I was actually making a purchase of like the buy cost per unit landed is like 15, 20 quid. The
Hmm.
majority, the area for margin is actually quite small. And again, that's the thing that people think that they've got to spend 5, 6K for the first private label product. My second private label product, that's my best selling product. As I said, I was lucky with that because I actually paid for Ben Alistair's like mentoring really. So we had the one-to-one sessions over a period of 6 months. And the reason as to why I did that, because he came across very honest in the videos. And honestly, I made the listing and he said to me, Nick, this is crap. You know, I mean, basically, it's just, you need to sort this, and that. He didn't sugarcoat it to me. He's like, oh, what a good idea. And that's what I want because I'm an adult, okay? And if something is wrong, I'd rather somebody actually says to me, Nick is wrong, than have
Yeah.
someone and say like, oh, yeah, we could do this better. You could have done this better. It's like, no, just black and white. Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it not?
Give it to me
You
straight.
know what I mean? That's what I liked with him, and honestly, and like he's an absolute grafter. I don't know if you've seen his YouTube numbers. In
I
October,
haven't.
I was speaking to him. He just about got 10K. Now he's on 75K on YouTube. It's
Wow.
insane. So he's a proper grafter.
Fantastic.
He's a proper grafter. Him.
They say surround yourself with people who going where you go, and that's sort of like, he's a good, sounds like a good mentor to you. It did come across in the video too. I was quite speaking about your honesty. That you've got your own consulting, you've got your own YouTube, and you were still saying, look, all props to this guy. He's the one that taught me everything. And if you want to check him out, go and check him out as well. I did, appreciate you not trying to keep everyone for yourself, sort of thing. You were like, this is
It's just,
very transparent.
I think I've got the same opinions. Like even with reselling groups, like yes, I've got a Discord reselling group, and I do think it's really good because obviously there's cap members. But anyone that is trying to sell during Q4 or anyone is selling doing OA and RA, they would benefit from joining any Discord group out there. And honestly, like you're thinking 30, 40 quid is a lot of money, but just think how much time you're going to be saving with people. And sometimes you will get one flip a month, which will pay the whole membership. And I genuinely mean it.
Yeah.
Any group out there, like for me, there's no like toxicity, like, oh, do this, I'm the best, or I'm, and they're not good or anything like that. There's not the competition feeling of it. It's just, I believe that every Discord group out there is there to also help people with Amazon. Yes,
Yeah.
some of them thinking they want to maximize the revenue as much as possible, but even from them
Yeah.
groups, you will actually get benefits from it. Simple as.
Yeah. Well, you succeed if you're if your clients succeed, then you succeed more because people are going to stay in the group. You know, they're going to word of mouth is going to spread about you. So it makes sense for the Discord group to give the maximum benefit they can for the the membership. Quickly, while we're on the subject, where can people find your Discord group? Can they find it in your Instagram bio or the YouTube
I've
channel?
actually got an Instagram bio as the only link, because apparently Linktree, my Linktree link is not allowed on Instagram anymore. Apparently, it's,
I think it's allowed back now because I had the same thing.
right.
Banned
So I
off
need to fix that.
3 weeks ago.
But at
Yeah,
the moment,
get
the
it
only
back.
link that I've got is the Levels reselling group. So it's quite nice and easy to find. But apparently, it was just I don't know what the reason was, but I didn't chase it.
Something with Linktree recently. So we'll just be a quick two last questions as we're running low for time. I'm sure people want to know, how much money do you actually make from YouTube? Is it per view? How does it work out? So say you had 5,000 views on a video, how much money does that actually generate you?
So like for me, YouTube is such a big thing. Okay, at the moment in time, due to the lack of consistency in the videos that I'm actually getting out, I'm getting about 20 quid a month from YouTube. Okay, it used to be the stage where I was getting 100, especially when I was running memberships. But having YouTube has allowed me to have an affiliate income of about 1,200. You know what I mean? If I didn't have YouTube, I simply wouldn't have that affiliate income access. It's plain and simple as that. I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't even have the reselling group if I didn't
So
have a YouTube. So yes,
it's not you. It's not YouTube paying you directly. It's the other things that the views come in from. So you would say to someone, if they were making a YouTube channel, don't be expecting you to be paying all your bills. It's the other things that you've got to think about yourself to get in there to maximize it.
it's exactly for me, for myself, and the way my YouTube channel actually is. That's exactly the case. I know for a fact that people are actually getting them because it seems to be the case that the videos are actually attracting more views. The click-through rate is a lot larger, and the money they get per minute is a lot better than mine. But for me, honestly, with the views that I'm getting, I've got 4K subs. I'm getting about 200 to 400 views per video. I'm only getting about 20 quid a month, but I'm getting about 1,200 to 1,500 from affiliate income. So that's why for me, it'll always be worth it going through doing YouTube.
And so last thing, so someone's trying to set up a YouTube channel, what's the number one thing you would suggest, or give them one sentence of advice? Start up YouTube tomorrow, what should they keep in mind?
Like, to stomp up bananas and spend all the different money on buying like fancy equipment. And honestly, like a GoPro will be more than enough. It's got quite high definition to really. I've slowly built up kind of like what I'm actually working with, like a nice mic and everything throughout the years. I only just got a proper camera last December. So I didn't go bananas with spending all the money. I simply use iMovie. I don't even use the paid version of it. Like on Mac, I just simply use iMovie in order to edit all my videos. At the moment in time, I'm editing myself. Ben Alistair has actually said a few times to me, Nick, just make that jump and get an editor. I need to be able to know that I'm paying the bills first before I can actually do that.
Could you get virtual assistant to do it, like maybe someone from Philippines, something a little bit cheaper than
you know
UK?
what, I did actually ask him, and he said like in his opinion, his experience, what it was the case is they're really good at minimal tasks but not creative tasks. So maybe like obviously if you're trying to create thumbnails, you're trying to create content out there, you want somebody who's actually creative. And it does make sense actually, honestly, like, because I thought, oh, if I'm paying a VA now like 50 quid a week to find away deals for me, why can I not just pay him to actually edit my videos? But it made sense.
Yeah, so your thing is, don't blow your whole budget on fancy equipment. Just get in front of the camera and start recording.
Yeah, and just be honest, like, and like find something that you actually like. So like, yes, I'm doing my YouTube channel. I've actually got a small YouTube channel that I've already got, after 3 months, has gone to nearly 500 subscribers, talking about Lego, because I just love Lego. So like, it's all about Lego investing. Again, I'm not getting literally zero money from that, but I just enjoy talking about Lego. So I thought, why not just make a channel completely new? And that is coming across because, as mentioned, it took me maybe a year to get to 300 subs on this channel, and it took me 3 months to get to 500 subs on the Lego channel, because maybe it's coming across as how much I actually enjoy doing it, which is sad.
Fantastic.
I'm spending my adult money on it.
Sorry, say that
So
again.
I just said it's sad because I'm spending my adult money on it, like spending 300-400 quid at Lego. But anyways,
Yeah, you never know. I guess in a year's time, you're doing the investing with it. In a year's time, it's worth a lot more. What should people search to find the Lego channel on YouTube?
it's just Nico's Bricks. That's all it is, Nico's Bricks. So nice and
Fantastic.
simple.
All right. Well, listen, we should come back and do this again and talk about private label and maybe do another one talking about Lego because I feel like you've got a lot to say. And, we've run over a little bit of time, but I feel like we could talk for a long, long time because you're very knowledgeable, very easy to speak to. So I appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy it. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers.
And you see you
Bye.
soon. Bye bye.